Hi everybody, it's Annette from The Art of Intuition, and today we're going to talk about support and how support shows up for us and what do we mean by support. So you're going to find in the higher realms and the higher realities, money works different. And we've talked a lot about this on this channel, how things that are valued, how you're compensated is different in the higher realities and how you're compensated in the human realities. And I'm just going to use human realities for now. Talk about anything your ego human constructed. That's what we're going to kind of define as a human reality, right? You know, you did a job, you got a paycheck. That's kind of, in a sense, a human reality. But we didn't kind of see all the stuff going on in the background of how things were kind of done, right? A lot of people will, when they start doing the shift, and we all start doing the shift, a lot of us have, I don't call it issues with money, but because we have to, our whole money system and value system kind of gets turned over and upside down because we have to learn to not waste and to appreciate what we have. And that can take a while. And you usually get down to no money at all. And you have to start rebuilding up again. But how things come in is different. And each year, I'm going to use linear time here just as sort of a way to explain. Each year money could come in different, and things that I had done 2 years ago, or even maybe 2 or 3 years ago, right? And I didn't feel like I was compensated the amount I wanted to get compensated for that, right? Whether if it was a linear job I had and it was bonuses I didn't get, or when the job ended I didn't get the last bonus or the last whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of an example. But then when I needed the money later on, that job came back in a different way to support me in a time when I needed support, right? So that's what you're going to find. So if you're putting out a lot of work, whether it be, whatever it is you're doing, don't be surprised when something you put out today, you might not see any monetary, we're just going to use monetary support for now. You might not see any monetary support for that for 2 years from now, because technically in this moment you don't need it. And that's what you're going to really start to kind of hone in on, right? Different years will be supported in different ways. Different things are going to support you as long as you are out there doing what you feel like you're supposed to do. And when I say feel like you're supposed to do, what your service is to humanity. That's really what higher consciousness jobs are service to humanity jobs. That does not mean any job you do, you can make it higher consciousness. It's the energy you go about doing it with, But there does come a time for all of us where we do kind of leave our human jobs. It's kind of a way of us dissolving those realities, kind of cutting the cords from human realities. So at some point, all of us do kind of transition away from those jobs. But if you're still in what you would, call a human, traditional human consciousness job, supporting a human, how do I want to say this? Supporting a human system, and as it's a ego created system, whatever that is. Whether it's banking, which is technically a human created system, or the stock market, or security, or whatever it is. You can still make that higher consciousness, but there will probably be a time when you'll feel like it's time to go, because your soul's going to want to go do something else. It's not going to want to be in that linear job, because it also keeps us in a linear rut in a sense, and our brain neural pathways can't expand, and our neural pathways can't rewire when we're setting in those linear jobs, because we have to go very non-linear. We have to be able to sleep half the day if we need to upgrade our body. We have to be able to do certain things, and the traditional kind of jobs will get in the way of that. So you might see your schedule flex a lot when you're in different phases of this, and then you might see eventually it goes away. But you're gonna see support differently, but it's gonna come when you need it. So just keep that in mind. I'll put out a lot of work, this year, and the work I put out this year might not actually come back to give me any monetary support until 2 years from now. But in that moment, I'll need that support. If I'm setting in a reality, because right now I'm in very transitional kind of a traveling phase, I don't need a lot of support in that phase. Money from those things might not come to support me, but they will support me later when I am in a reality where I do need more money to come in. we've talked about the pie kind of example where there's only so much money allocating toward higher consciousness realities in a sense. Now that grows every day as more people transition over, as more people start putting their money toward people who are doing higher consciousness content, or people who are now investing more in soul aligned realities. More money trickles in every day. So I don't want it to seem like there's not an abundance of money there, because there is an abundance that's going to come from inside. But just to kind of explain, because we can not take money from certain things, and we can't accept money that has a karmic tie to it or it has a string to it, we're very picky on what we can accept and can't accept. There's certain things we don't want to create another karmic timeline. So there's some things we can't accept, some money we can't accept, some opportunities we cannot accept, because we know they're not aligned, right? So there's a finite pool that grows every day. Let's just say that. But it's kind of all very well balanced too. So if you're setting in a reality where you need more support that year for whatever you're doing, then you're going to have more support. Things that you said, oh, I wish that would have come in. I wish that opportunity would have come in 2 years ago when I was looking for it, and it didn't, because you really didn't need the support then. There were other things that were going to come in to support you, but you were going to need that 2 or 3 years down the road. But in that consciousness, you couldn't see that yet. I know I've kind of gone back and been able to look at some of mine and said, oh, I really wanted that money then. I wanted to see, as a human, we want to see an immediate return on what we do, because that's what we were used to in our human realities. We would do work, we would get money. We would do work, we would get money. That's kind of how that worked. That was the relationship, right? We felt like there was a safety there, even though there really isn't a safety there. It's a bit of the illusion of safety there. The only really secure, powerful thing you have is your own internal connection, your own universe, and you. That's the only thing you can count on. You can't count on any of the rest of the stuff, in a sense. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for support and you're saying, I put this out, but I didn't get it back. What's going on? I don't understand that. Keep in mind you'll get it when you need it, but it's a vibrational return, and it might not be immediate. Normally it's not going to be, but it'll be there when you need it. Keep practicing the art of intuition.